Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're back here at my favorite filming spot location because guess what? It's all due to this truck next to me, and this review is happening specifically because of one Raiti's Rides fan, a major Raiti's Rides fan by the name of Hadi that reached out to let us review his new baby. What is it? It's the 2024 Tesla Cybertruck. But before we get into this stainless steel wrapped, dual motor, all-wheel drive EV truck, let's talk about what's going on here. So Tesla, they came out with that Roadster many years ago, and that really laid the groundwork for where they were going. Once the Roadster came out, then you had, of course, the Model S, the Model Y, the Model 3, and now finally, after a few years of making its debut, we have the production version of the Cybertruck. Now this is actually called the Foundation Series because think about it. It's laying the foundation down for what is going to become a full layout of Cybertrucks, different variants, and of course all the future vehicles that Tesla is going to be bringing. It's fascinating because once Tesla really started to bring the business in the auto market, a lot of the other big manufacturers saw what was going on and decided to make their own electric vehicles, especially trucks. And it's fascinating because since Tesla announced the Cybertruck, we already have at dealerships the Ford Lightning, the GMC Silverado EV, my personal favorite, the Hummer EV truck, and then of course the plethora of other sedans and SUVs. But what I want to find out is, if your hands were tied and you were thrown on the ground and you were being kicked in the stomach and you were told you were being forced to choose a new electrified truck, do you go Cybertruck or do you go with another heavy hitter, the GMC Hummer EV truck? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this Foundation Series Cybertruck and find out. Right off the bat, that exterior wrapper, pure stainless steel. And it's crazy to think that they were able to produce the exact shape of what was unveiled many years ago. Now at the front of the business, you'll notice that very aero-esque wedge that we have going on here. So you'll notice how the hood, that front area, the front mounted trunk area, flows into that steep angled windshield. And what's fascinating is by standing here, I'm kind of getting roasted by the stainless steel. The heat coming off the stainless steel is roasting me like a hot dog, and I actually have an idea for Elon. Why not have an accessory, a stainless steel grease trap that goes across the edge of the nose? That way you could fry up your hot dogs, your hamburgers, maybe some chicken, maybe a steak, right on the front of the Cybertruck. But I'll give you a call, Elon, as soon as I'm done filming this one. We'll talk about the details. LED lighting, so you're gonna have your bar that illuminates all the way across, gives it that signature lighting design effect. And then remember, the only other vehicle currently to date that's ever been produced in stainless steel for production was the mighty DeLorean, the car from Back to the Future, that iconic automobile. Now you have this vehicle also full stainless steel. Now, as we work our way down, you see those sharp edges. You'll notice how we have more lighting for your turn signals and your headlights in the lower section. This lighting is so powerful, it will illuminate 525 yards in front of you. Think about that. That's over 5 football fields of visual space that's illuminated at night. On the bumper side of things, we do have these plastic covers to protect from any kind of damage. You do have real recovery hooks, so you could get that lightning that ran out of juice and that's stuck in the mud, you could pull them out with the recovery hooks on the front end of this Cybertruck. Now, as we come across the front nose, like I said, to a T, it's got all the style to when the vehicle was announced. Now, on the lower portion, we do have a forward-facing camera, and the great news is you do have a washer to keep that forward-facing camera clean. We have active aero shutters that are going to open and close to let more or less air in to help with the cooling of the battery pack. Remember, we have that liquid cooled battery pack. You gotta let the air flow in. We have adaptive air ride suspension. And guess what? In its highest setting, you will have over 17 inches of ground clearance. That's a lot of space. Right now, it's in the standard setting. It even goes a little lower when you're driving it to make it a little bit more efficient. Now, as we rise up that sharp angle into the massive windshield, and definitely the world's largest windshield wiper. One huge windshield wiper to keep the glass clean, and this glass is shatterproof. So what that means is you look at like a maybe real windy situation, 50-mile-an-hour winds, you're not gonna have damage to the glass, at least according to Tesla. Now, as we come around the bend, we have special wheels and tires, 20-inch wheels. I like the nice flat black finish on them, ginormous 6-piston calipers with the silver finish, nice powder-coated silver finish on it. And then, of course, they're gonna be wrapped in these tires that were developed with Tesla and Goodyear. You'll notice the real deal off-road shielding. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of these tires? You're basically looking at 285 on the width, 65 series sidewall. And then I'm gonna have Lori zoom on in and show you our upper control arm, our suspension bits, that air ride suspension, everything nicely packaged inside the inner fender. But let me know how you feel about the wheels. I'm digging it with the aluminum finish. I'm still on the fence though. For me, styling wise so far, I'm going GMC Hummer EV truck. But let's continue. You're gonna have your fender flares, and we have our cameras all over this thing, just like a security system for a very expensive store. The Foundation Series badging, it's not actually a badge, it's almost etched in the stainless steel itself. And then you're gonna have, of course, flat black on these triangular mirrors. And that's the thing is, it's all about the triangles. Triangular quarter window, that really gives you a nice open view at the front. But definitely if you fail geometry, you might be confused by the shape of this truck. But definitely going down the road, you're gonna get attention. We actually had to drive 5 times to our location before nobody was following us to take pictures or video. But coming down the side, one of the things that's unique about this truck is look at how far the front and rear wheels are spaced out. That's gonna give you a very long wheelbase, and that's gonna keep it very stable as you're going down the road. You have flat black on the lower portions. To open up the doors, you're actually just gonna push. These are for the rear doors, you're just gonna push, and that's gonna open up the door, very effortless. And then you just close the door, there you go. Continuing towards the back, like I said, that air ride suspension, all the cameras. Coming to the rear, they put another small Foundation Series. It's like if you didn't even notice it, you wouldn't even see it. I'm pointing it out for you so that you do notice. Full glass roof, it is fixed glass roof. We do have the tonneau cover. How do we get the tonneau cover to go away? To open up, watch this. You actually just hit the button right here. Voila la la la. Look at the interior lighting, the interior LED lighting in the back. I'm gonna open up the tailgate. Nice automatic drop. And we have our LED illumination in the rear. And then these are cool because these are tie down locations that you could actually adjust and slide depending on what you're trying to tie down. Now, of course, Tesla took a page from Honda. Where did they take a page from? You have under the bed storage. I love the way it's weatherproof. You got the dividers, and then guess what? If you're gonna tailgate, you could tailgate with the best of them because that could be turned into a cooler, and it does have a drain plug. Just saying. And then you just close it right up. You have your rear glass, which is not usable to see through when you have the tonneau cover, but I'll show you how you're able to see behind you with the tonneau cover in its position. And then we have this nice little door where you could plug in a blender, a popcorn maker, all sorts of goodies while you have your cold drinks and everything else. To close it, it's not electric, believe it or not. That's kind of weird. I'm gonna zonk that. This should be a power dropping and raising tailgate. So you gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Super clean, all about the triangles, right, where that backup camera is, the stainless steel, and then going all the way down, you'll notice the arrow at the back of the vehicle to make sure that that air is not creating a lot of drag. And yes, you can tow up to 11,000 pounds with this dual motor Tesla Cybertruck. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the frunk and talk more about performance of this all new mind-blowing vehicle. All right guys, what's great about the Cybertruck is being an EV, they decided to add weatherproof storage underneath the hood, underneath the front mounted trunk of this vehicle. You're gonna hit the button, nice electric assist. You're gonna be greeted to 7.1 cubic feet of space. The great news is, it may not seem like a lot of space, you could actually put, and we got the measurements, 33 boxes of Twinkies underneath here, and it's weatherproof, so they're not gonna get wet if it rains, because nobody likes a soggy Twinkie. You'll notice how they took, it almost looks like welding with the Cybertruck name in the back portion. And then to close it, it's real simple. You're just gonna hit the button and that's gonna close the front end of this truck. But let's talk about the nitty gritty, the performance of this. So this particular Foundation series has 2 electric motors, which gives you 600 horsepower. It utilizes a 122 kilowatt battery pack, 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, top speed 112 miles per hour, payload is 2,500 pounds, towing, like I said, is 11,000 pounds, range is 340 miles, and that's with the dual electric motors. The truck weighs 6,603 pounds, which is shocking because remember, the Hummer EV truck weighs about 9,000 pounds. On a Tesla supercharger, you could charge 136 miles in 15 minutes. So when you're comparing this to the GMC Hummer EV truck, performance is going to be close. The Hummer EV is a little quicker. The Hummer EV has crab walk, which this truck does not do, but we have rear wheel steer, electric steering, and that 6 foot by 4 foot bed that's made out of composite. So it's not, the actual bed underneath is not gonna rust. But why don't we go ahead, let's turn this thing on and see it move. All right, guys, we are sitting inside Hot D's 2024 Tesla Cybertruck. Definitely got to thank him from the bottom of my heart for reaching out and offering up his brand new Cybertruck. But let's get down to business. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I do like the GMC Hummer EV truck. I love all the tech that it has, the 3 electric motors, all those goodies. How much is this Tesla Cybertruck though? Very good question. This one, the Foundation series, has an MSRP around $81,000. Now, there is the Cyber Beast, which is a tri-motor setup, 3 electric motors. That will be a little over $100,000. And not this year, but what Tesla is saying, next model year, 2025, there will be an entry-level single motor truck that will be in that $69,000 range. But let's see what Tesla's bringing with the long-awaited Cybertruck. To the door panels, I like the 2-tone style, and it's interesting because also the GMC Hummer EV truck has a 2-tone style. Now I am gonna have to zonk that it's a little on the bland side. You do have ambient lighting that's super thin right between the separation of the black and the white material. You'll also notice that you have a button right where the door handle is. You actually hit that button up near the front of the door to actually open it, or you can manually open it by lifting up on the handle there. No gloss black. You got a little tiny cubby for a small Yeti bottle, but then boy oh boy, you have enough lunchbox space to where you can get that Knight Rider 1980s metal lunchbox that you still have with the thermos, fully packed with your lunch right in that door pocket. Going from the door panel to the dash, you'll notice the mentioning of Foundation series, and there's some red ambient lighting in there, two-tone style, and then you have speakers throughout this whole vehicle. There's around 18 speakers for the sound system. In this area, there is a hidden glove box, and I'm going to show you how to open it. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to hit the car logo on our over 18-inch infotainment system, tap glove box. Glove box opens. You could read while you're going to the bathroom. You could read all about the history of the Cybertruck. That's the official book. And then when you need to close it, after you're done maybe grabbing your Twinkies, you can fit about 24 Twinkies in there. Right there. Just so you know, Elon Musk actually eats 3 Twinkies every single day. He says that's the perfect diet, to add that to the stuff that he's eating, 3 Twinkies. Now, with the infotainment system, this main screen has all of the adjustments. Your ride height, like I said, you put it in high, that's going to get you 17 inches of ground clearance. You have your autopilot. I can hit charging, shows all our information going on, and you have your outlets. So think about all the things that you could plug in when you are using your Cybertruck. Now, some of the functions at the bottom, let's say you need to adjust your AC. You hit the AC button, and now you're able to direct the airflow to diffuse it. We could direct where that airflow is going to go. You even can set it up like if you have your dog that you're going to leave in the Cybertruck, you could have the air stay on, because remember, our dogs are very important to us. They're our family members. Slide this over, you got your navigation. I could spin the Tesla Cybertruck all the way around. And then watch this little Easter egg. What you do is you tap. Oh my God. So you actually hear Elon Musk cursing. They bleep it out. And that shatterproof glass, obviously, this is him poking fun at himself. Dual climate control. I do like the way it's horizontal and not portrait style. But definitely the minimalistic interior is not my bag, so to speak. I like the GMC Hummer EV truck a lot more. Now, here's some of the other things. Right from SpaceX, we have all of the cameras that are on the rockets or on this vehicle, and it's real easy. Look out the back, look out the front, every which way. We hit this again. Here's all our different apps. We have our seat heating, our heated steering wheel, and then you have things like your arcade. You could play all your favorite video games. We go back. Of course, we got theater, you got your navigation, Spotify. Everything is all, you got your toy box. I know this is another popular thing. You could do your light show, the boom box. You can make fart noises. It's really interesting what Tesla is doing. Obviously, we could get cozy. Oh, yeah. Pay a little Barry White. Have some Twinkies. Wrap our arms together. Really, really nicely done. And then, of course, to get out, real simple. Now, what I did not like about that, especially because it's hot today, is that heat actually starts coming out of the AC vents. So that, to me, is a little nutty. You have your volume controls here. But let me know how you think. There's your volume controls to mute and raise and lower the volume. Let me know what you think about this screen, the minimalistic screen. To put the vehicle into drive, you go up, and it's got a camera this stays while you're driving, and I like that. Just to have a little visual, you want to go in reverse. There we are backing up. So really, really nice to have that set up so easy. And then there we are, and then I'm going to do it again. Tat, 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 tat. Oh my God. It's like a little thing you can surprise everybody about. Now, working our way down, I like the way they have this storage area. Purse, a purse, a sack, a satchel, even a 20-pound bag of Energizer bunny rabbits you could put right there. We do have wireless charging, 2 chargers. There is your key card to get into your Tesla. Our cup holders, soft material. It's not very high end. Doesn't feel like leather or anything like that. Lift it up. You have your party tray. This is where you could put little game tokens from the arcades when you used to go in the 1980s. And then you have enough room in there, I would say, for a small Wilson. Now, if you're wondering what the hell is that, I'm talking about the volleyball from the movie Castaway. Wilson! That's one of Lori's favorite movies. She thinks that that is when Tom Hanks was at his peak. Me personally, I'm going Ghostbusters. I'm going big. That's where I'm going for Tom Hanks. Oh, well, I'm thinking Bill Murray. I love Bill Murray too. Caddyshack, one of my favorite movies, but definitely big with Tom Hanks. Seats, I love the shape. You got all the perforations, nice smooth bolstering. You do have, of course, power assist for the passenger and the driver. And you'll notice how they mount all the switch gear, what you could see underneath it. Kind of cool just to have that feature. And because this is a BEV, the floor is so low, which gives us lots of room. Kind of close to this headliner, just a little bit, but I still have a little bit more room. You have your fixed glass roof for the back, and then of course the glass roof here. And then you do have, this is your backup. So if the screen fails, you could still get into drive, park, neutral, reverse, and one of the world's smallest rear view cameras. But I think Lori's gonna be pretty proud of me for being able to cover everything, including that, but including everything. And on the lights, you could turn on and off the lights by just swiping. Really, really nice. But we checked all the boxes. Lori's giving me the thumbs up. Why don't you come over here to the business end? There's not much to show you, but I think you're gonna be surprised. Come on, guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you have that nice aluminum sill plate with the Cybertruck welding name in there. You'll have an aluminum brake pedal and throttle, nice large dead pedal, and these all-weather floor mats give you an extra 10 miles of range. There's your seat controls on the driver's side, especially that lower lumbar. I am 6 feet tall. Like I said, I feel great in here. Electric steering, rear wheel steer too, and this is how you're doing it. Not a yoke, but a D-shaped steering wheel. I heard Elon likes the D, so D-shaped steering wheel. You do have your thumb controls. I like the way they do the turn signals. And what's great is you actually get the cameras on the turn signals. Very, very cool to see that. And it's real easy to do, so you don't have all these different stalks. This is for your windshield wipers, but nice, comfortable grip on the steering wheel. Let me shut that off there. But if you're ready, it's not just about the people up front. Elon cares about your passengers in the back. So let's get back there and see what they're gonna expect in their Cybertruck. All right, guys, back seat time, and I feel like it's Honey, I Shrunk Joe Raiti. It's part 2 to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, because I am so far away from that fixed glass. I feel like I've shrunk in size because of how much lower you're sitting in the back seat compared to the front seats. And to prove that, you'll notice where the frame rails are. Look at how far they're lifted off the ground and how low the passenger foot floor area is in this Cybertruck. You do have pockets. Easily put 2 Bavarian donuts. That's actually Elon's favorite, is a nice Bavarian cream. And then you'll notice that we have a 9-inch touchscreen back here. You could do the same thing on your AC controls. And guess what? You get to watch Raiti's rides right in the back on the 9-inch screen. Very cool to have that accessibility. The ambient lighting, minimalistic feel in here. The seats can be raised up for extra storage, which is nice. But you also have the ability to get your armrest. Semi-soft 2 cup holders. Flip it on back. But you know what? It's now that time. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle and get electrified in this Cybertruck. All right, guys, we are in Hadi's 2024 Tesla Cybertruck. Right away, it's just crazy how comfortable this vehicle is to drive, especially the way the controls are right on the steering wheel. You have your beautiful cameras. Even the one going out the back, because we have the tonneau cover closed, we have one out the back which permanently stays displayed to give you that rear view mirror usability. Now, you're gonna hear a bunch of wind noise coming right from the weather stripping in the corner of where the window meets the body of the frame. Hadi's gonna bring that in to the Tesla dealership to get that handled. And before you go crazy about build quality, just remember, any new vehicle like this is gonna have some issues. First year of any new vehicle will bring certain issues out, and it's just one of those things. But it is gonna be handled, but obviously I wanted to make you aware of that so that you had a better understanding of what's going on. But I love the augmented reality where it displays all the different vehicles on the screen for you, including your navigation and everything else. You do have, of course, your regen braking and your one pedal operation, which makes driving in traffic so very simple. I think one of the biggest things that you're gonna have to get used to is the steer-by-wire. The steer-by-wire system, it's very quick. You don't have to move the steering wheel very much to get steering input. So that's just something to point out, especially with the rear wheel steer on this thing. But the seats are ultra comfy. The sound system is truly second to none with the amount of audio that you get out of the 18 speakers in here. And it's just a very interesting perspective driving this vehicle because of how long the dash is. I mean, with the slanted glass, the dash seems like it's a mile away from you. But having all of everything that you need so close with the infotainment system, with the controls on the steering wheel, it makes it child's play to operate this truck. But it's one of those things, you know, where you gotta ask yourself, do you prefer minimalism? Because you're definitely getting a minimalistic interior design, very straightforward, everything in the infotainment system. Or do you prefer the split screen setup in the Hummer EV truck? Me personally, I prefer the split screen setup. But with that being said, I am getting very used to how this Tesla Cybertruck is set up the way that it is for production. But going down the highway, besides that extra wind noise, you're not getting a bunch of road noise, even with those little bit more off-road spec tires. And it's super comfy in here. And I think that's something that you're gonna love, especially with a range of 340 miles between charge. But being able to accelerate very quickly, brake very nicely, I think the biggest thing that's just gonna blow your mind is the steer-by-wire system. All right, guys, I wanted to take it down to the Raiti's Rides test track here and show you how this vehicle handles and how it performs, especially that straight line acceleration. But steering is very direct. Are you ready? On throttle, here we go. Really gives you that jolt back in your seat and you are off and running. But very smooth, very composed, and just, it's crazy how you think a truck this size, this weight, remember over 6,000 pounds, handles so well because your center of gravity is very low in the truck. But let's go ahead, we're gonna get down on the brakes here and then we're gonna come to a complete stop and go on throttle. Are you ready? Because I'm definitely ready, nobody's behind us. On throttle, here we go. On the brakes. Nice handling, look at this. Obviously, you're gonna get a little bit of sidewall flex because of the off-road tires, but other than that, the steering is really good, especially with the way the inputs are with it being steered by wire. But having that all-wheel drive, keep you planted, keep you secure. I'm glad he's getting that weather stripping checked out and replaced, because there is a bunch of wind noise coming in from that area. Just point that out again. But look at this. Round and round and round we go. Then you go on throttle. You ready? On throttle. Here we go. Just defies logic how this truck accelerates. And just really cool to finally see it in the flesh, or I should say in the stainless steel. It's going to be interesting to see how the sales go and how the other variants of this truck come to be. But we're going to do some more handling here just to kind of give you that feedback. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. On the brakes. There you go. There we go. It definitely is fun to drive, that's for sure. And it really surprises the hell out of everybody when you are passing them, because they're like, what is that? And that's the Cybertruck. I think that's the one thing, is if you're dying for attention, you're gonna get more than you probably want in this Cybertruck, because especially in our area, this is the very first one. So definitely very, very grateful for Hadi to allow us the key card. Can't say the keys, but the key card to his Tesla Cybertruck. You ready? On throttle, here we go. You'll also notice too, compared to some other EVs, this thing just keeps pulling and pulling. It really doesn't taper off whatsoever. And I like the way the steering wheel is shaped. You're just gonna kind of hold on to the wheel up top here, which gives you a very natural seating position. I think that's another thing you're really gonna notice and enjoy with this truck, is just the seating position and the comfort that you're gonna be in as you're driving down the road. But once again, are you ready? On throttle, here we go. Really, really smooth. The technology in this thing is just mind-blowing. Look at the corner cameras when you turn on your turn signals. Look at that. Really, really nicely done. It also obviously picks up like construction cones. It'll show really just about everything. But I'm hoping that this has been an eye-opening experience, an electrifying experience, and you're charged up about this Cybertruck. We're gonna get back to where it all started, because I know Hadi wants his Cybertruck back. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys. It's been an electrifying, charged up kind of day with Hadi's 2024 Tesla Cybertruck. Definitely want to thank him once again from the bottom of our heart, not only to have great support, but boy, oh boy, how wonderful is it when subscribers get new vehicles. They allow us to share it with all of you, because they're just excited as you are to see more about this. But at the end of the day, which way are you gonna go? With the Tesla Cybertruck, or are you gonna go GMC Hummer EV truck? I'm dying to know what you're gonna say in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber like Hadi, thank you for your support. We got to give it up to LG Raiti. She's been waiting for this one ever since seeing it at the Chicago Auto Show. She knew that you guys wanted to see better angles out in the clear day. And boy, oh boy, I think she did a great job. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.